Hey everyone, my name is Ethan and I serve on staff here at Vail as one of the worship coordinators. And today I'm here to help audio engineers, whether it be here or anyone who happens across this video, be able to work well within spontaneous moments during worship sets. Our goal for this is for our audio engineers to feel comfortable working within these spontaneous moments. So the first things I'm going to talk through like workflow tips, and then how to work well with your band, what to listen for in those spontaneous moments so that we don't lose energy in the room, even though we might lose backing tracks or different loops that we kind of rely on to fill out our mix. And then also how to work well on the fly using different effects such as tap tempo and making sure that we can adjust any inputs that we need to make the mix work well for this room. So the first thing we're going to be talking about today is workflow tips. The first thing I want to talk about is how to work in larger groups of things. So over here on my left side, we can see that I kind of have all of the inputs. And then here in the center section, I have all the groupings of those. Usually, we're not going to be in a spontaneous moment right off the bat. We kind of have the first couple songs to make sure that all of our inputs and our mix is overall good. And then once we get into those moments, what I like to do and what I find the most useful is be able to just work with just a few faders, making sure that once we have the micro done, we can work on the macro. So whether that be just we only need to adjust the volume between drums and band or adjust our vocal. So let me pull up a recording from a rehearsal night and kind of show you what I mean.
Children now, you are the same God. You are the same God. You answered prayers by
So now as we start to add in more instruments, I can just be adjusting like my guitar group within that mix. If I want more bass, if I want more keys.
you are the same God. You were providing then, you are providing now. You are the same God. You are the same God. You move in power. God move in power now. You are the same God. You are the same God. You were a healer. You are a healer now. You are the same God. You are the same God. You were a savior. You are a savior now. You are the same.
Yeah, so obviously that was kind of the end of a song before we went into something spontaneous. But the goal there, what I was doing was just showing how these groupings kind of work, and obviously going too loud, then bringing it back. But the main thing is we just are able to work in one small space. We're able to just get to something quickly that we need to get to. Like if we hear a guitar is too loud or all of our guitars are too loud, we can just quickly manipulate that, not have to go into all these micro inputs and adjust like guitar right channel or left channel. It's just already set. We can just adjust the main thing overall. All right, so now we're going to kind of get into this more spontaneous moment here, and I'm going to be talking about more what I'm listening for and kind of the, I guess, quote unquote, stereotypical way something's going to kind of either sit or start to build up with the band in. So this is breaking down out of like a main plan song, and then you'll notice there's kind of a long moment of just this in-between period before the next song starts, and that's really where we're gonna be able to do a lot mixing-wise.
I need you.
So the band's about to break down. So as we're about to break down, I already know what I'm going to be kind of listening for and make sure that the things that are consistent are going to stay up. So like the pad and the keys and most likely the acoustic guitar here. So even though we lost some volume there with like drums, guitars, and all that cutting out, I still want to make sure that we don't lose overall like bandwidth or energy or just kind of that feeling in the room. So I really boosted pad much more than what I would during a regular song, but I want to keep that energy still moving in the room. Now it's really just vocal, pad, and acoustic, so now it's just kind of that balancing act of, okay, well, we lost some volume, but I don't want to lose energy. So everything there is boosted more than what I would normally do during a song for those, just so that that moment can stay at some sort of energy level, not just die out right away with the rest of the band. Now we kind of have keys starting to enter, so then I'll start trading off acoustic for keys just a little bit more.
You're all I've ever needed.
Now,
You're all
even though acoustic's out, I still kind of have the feeling that we're moving forward, the band's going somewhere as the keys are kind of taking over that, and same with the vocal kind of jumping out on top of everything.
help me know you.
So at the end of the day, the vocal is still more important than any of the other band
Help me
elements.
know you need.
And then depending on what the music director on stage is calling or what's going to happen, we might have some guitars entering here with swells. So I'm kind of keeping those lower and then watching and listening to see what guitar players do so I can start to fade those in. Those haven't started yet, it's just still keys.
You're all I want. Help me know you are near.
See, I start to hear some acoustic coming back in, so just kind of adding in some of that filler is really going to help kind of filling out that sound because we don't have loops. So even if it's just like small, like individually plucked strings, it's still going to help feeling like we're building somewhere.
Help me know you are near.
All right, now I hear the guitars starting to come in, so
You're all
start to fade those in. And as the drums and bass come in, we really want to make sure we're keeping a lot of low end in there, just so that the room keeps moving. We don't lose kind of that space that was covered by loops before.
You're all I want. Help me know you are near. You're all I want.
Pause it there and just kind of recap what I said. So after all of that, even though we lost volume coming out of one song in that long between space, I didn't feel like we lost energy because there was always something there just keeping that sonic space filled, whether it be through the pad or as we started kind of adding rhythm in just like acoustic guitar or even keys just doing block chords one at a time. The goal is to keep things moving forward and not just feel like we're in this dead air space, but without using all of our inputs and without getting too loud too fast.